Good morning, all. This will be the first video I'm putting out on my YouTube channel. It's kind of describing a little bit about what the channel is going to be about. The YouTube channel is called Disco Pigeon. It's an interesting story. The name came from, but it's a story for another day. So the channel is not going to have any particular, focus as far as, is it I've been in the gun business a long time. Is it about guns? No, it's not necessarily about guns. It's about life. It's going to be about family and friends and love and happiness and sadness, and it's going to be about hobbies. I like firearms and I like knives, and I've been trying to build knives very unsuccessfully up to this point. I love to fish, and I love spending time with my wife and my daughter. I just want to kind of talk about life in general, like these, this is May 6th of 2020, and, we're in the middle of the coronavirus thing. The restrictions have loosened up a little bit, but, these are trying times for everybody, especially children, when they're not in school and they don't have an opportunity to commune with their friends and their teachers and, learn. I'm pretty fortunate. My wife is amazing, and she's a para teacher and a substitute teacher for our school district, and so she's been keeping my kid on a strict, school schedule, and so Cecilia's still learning, and she's doing really well. But it's really tough on children because they don't have that opportunity to see their friends and play with their friends, and they're not building social skills. Instead, they're sitting behind a cell phone like me today, or a computer or something of that nature. And again, we're fortunate because we live out in the country, and Cecilia's got room to roam and play outside, which is good. But, at the end of the day, they're trying times really for everybody. It's pretty stressful. There's a lot of people that's lost their jobs. I'm pretty fortunate I haven't lost my job, which is good. I'm still making a paycheck. My wife, she got, I wouldn't call it laid off or furloughed, I guess what it was, for, a month or so. And so that was some income that didn't come in. And, luckily we don't make a ton of money, but we're pretty frugal in how we spend it. And so we've been largely, okay. And so that's good. But there's a lot of people out there that aren't, and my heart goes out to them. I just hope they can, figure out how mentally to deal with the struggles, but at the end of the day, life's not fair. It's never been fair. And we're in a society now where there's a lot of people that, that have, some sort of idea that, the world owes them something. And, what you got to understand is when the government doles something out, it isn't, you're paying for it. You think they're giving you something, they're not giving you something. You can't, if you don't have something to give and you give it, it came from somewhere else, so you just kind of got to understand that life is tough. You got to figure out how to deal with it. I'm not the strongest mental person in the world. I've certainly had my struggles, in my lifetime. It's had its ups and its downs, but, I could sit here and, blame all kinds of stuff for my life not going the way I wanted it to go. But, at the end of the day, through all of those struggles, there's a few things that occurred. Number one, I realized that I have a choice, about how I deal with the struggles in life. So a lot of times I didn't make very good choices. And, now I'm approaching 50. And at this point in my life, I think I've got a head full of common sense, and I try to make the best choices I can. I try to make them educated. I don't just go off haphazardly and, make choices. I try to think about those choices, and, and at this point in my life, I feel pretty good about where I'm at. My wife is wonderful. My kid is wonderful. And, I got no complaints. Could things be better? Yeah, they could always be better. But I'm alive. I'm healthy. I've been fortunate enough to not, have had the coronavirus or anything like that. Nothing terrible. And same with my wife and my kid. But another aspect of the channel is I want to talk to young people. You know, all young people. You know, if you're a millennial or younger, I want to talk to you. You know, I can't. There's a lot of stuff you guys are going through that I can't really relate to. You know, I look at some of the things that young folks do today, and I'm like, I just can't wrap my head around it. You know, but I'm sure if the older generations looked at, you know, the kind of stuff that I did when I was young, it'd be a similar thing. You know, and I don't dislike young people today, and I think sometimes they're misguided. You know, I think there's potential for all of them, but you know, if there's any kind of advice that I can give, I'm going to kind of add that to the channel. And if you like it, great, and if you don't, that's okay too. I won't take offense at it. And this is all new. I don't know anything about film editing or writing scripts or any of that kind of stuff. So I'm just kind of sitting here today before work and you know, just putting some thoughts into this. You know, hopefully, you know, my YouTube channel will be successful, and I'm not doing it for any other reason really than a source for me to kind of talk about what's in my head. You know, there's a lot of things in this world I want to do, and I still got some good years left. So like I kind of want to write a book at some point. Never done that before, but it seems like an interesting thing to do, and I've got some ideas about that. And a lot of times in the mornings, you know, I'm not an inventor, I'm kind of an idea guy, but a lot of times in the mornings before I go to work, I'll drink a cup of coffee and watch the news, and I have a little notepad next to my chair where I watch the news, and I write down ideas, all kinds of stuff, you know. And then later I'll go back and look at them, and sometimes the ideas are good and sometimes they're not so good, but they're there, you know, so you can kind of see, you know, what was going through my head. But at the end of the day, I kind of want to leave, you know, a legacy for my kid, you know, not necessarily any type of, you know, dowry or anything like that, but, you know, we only have so much time on this earth, you know, so you kind of got to make the best of it. And, you know, I work a lot, and I try to spend as much time with my wife and my kid as I can, but sometimes that I don't feel like that's enough time, you know, for Cecilia. And so later on in life, when she gets older, there'll be, you know, these videos or whatever. I don't know how many I'm going to do. I hope I can continue this and do it, you know, successfully. But at least you'll have some understanding of, you know, what was going through my head at this particular time in life. And, you know, at least you'll know that no matter what happens, you know, at the end of the day, you know, she's my miracle baby, and, you know, I love her to death. I love my wife too. She's pretty amazing. She's way better than I deserve. How I ended up with her, I don't know, but I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth. That's just kind of, you know, my thoughts on the matter. But anyway, you know, if you guys decide that you want to watch the channel, you can subscribe. If you just want to watch videos here and there, that's good. I don't really care if you do the thumbs up or notices or comment, you know, whatever you guys want to do. I'm not doing this to try to, you know, become some sort of YouTube influencer, you know, make lots of money or anything like that. I just, you know, I have a job, and it's a pretty good job. It takes care of me, so it's just kind of something I feel like I wanted to do. But anyway, if you decide to watch, you know, I'm grateful. I appreciate it. And if you got comments or questions or anything like that, feel free to ask. It's you know, it's okay with me. And, you know, I will say this: if you ain't got nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. You know, that's kind of how I grew up. You know, anybody that wants to watch, I have respect for you. I don't even know you, but I'd rather give you the respect. You know, when I was growing up, respect is earned. But how do you earn respect from somebody you don't really know? It's tough. So I'm just going to throw that out there. I respect you, you know, from the get-go, and hopefully you'll respect me from the get-go. And if you don't like something I say, that's okay. Don't hesitate to say, hey, I don't like this, or tell me why you don't like it. That's fine, you know, but there's no reason to be butts about it, you know. You can still disagree with somebody and be nice about it, and that's, you know, that's going to be a topic for a video on another day. You know, we've got too many people in this world that don't simply know how to agree to disagree. You know, if you got a different idea than someone else, that's okay. You know, if they don't agree with you, that's okay. You know, but you don't have to be a butt about it. So anyway, thanks for tuning in. I sure appreciate it. And you guys have a great day. Stay safe. Thanks a bunch.